Hey, TJ.
Hey, how's it going, Holly?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
You guys have a nice Mother's Day celebration yesterday?
Yeah, it was super fun. How did
Good.
yours go?
It was nice. My mom was here, so that was really
Even
fun.
better.
Hmm.
Where does she live?
Oregon.
All right, I think we're gonna go live here. It is 1 o'clock on May 10th, 2021. I will call the Harris Ranch Community Infrastructure District Number 1 regular meeting to order. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Clegg,
Here.
Thompson,
Here.
Woodings,
Here.
all present.
Thank you. Item 2 on the agenda is minutes. We have the minutes of September 2nd, 2020.
Madam Chair, I would move approval of the minutes from September 2, 2020.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll?
Thompson,
Yes.
Woodings,
Yes.
Clegg,
Yes,
all in favor, motion carries.
thank you. Item 3 on the agenda is election of board chairperson and vice chairperson.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
I would like to nominate Councilmember TJ Thompson as the board chairperson for the Harris Ranch CID district.
Councilmember Thompson.
Yes, Madam Chair, thank you for that nomination. I'm happy to fill the role, Councilmember Woodings. And I do have one clarification question for my colleagues. I don't know how these will continue in the future. Are we going to continue this multi-Zoom one and one at location, or and if so, that's great. I would prefer that. But if not, then in the future, if it's the chair that always has to be there, Thursdays are the days I'm always in Boise. So rather than come down there for a 30 to 45-minute meeting and come home, that'd be my preference. That's all.
So I guess it's hard to predict. I would guess for the next year that we will mostly be on Zoom. It is true that one person has to be present in person, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the chairperson. Is that correct? Yes, our legal counsel is nodding
Okay.
yes. So with that caveat, will you accept the nomination?
Absolutely. I'm happy to fill this role in my final year on City Council.
All right. Well, with that, why don't we take a vote on this, unless there's other nominations? Hearing none, I'll close nominations for the chairperson. And clerk, would you please call the roll?
Thompson,
Yes.
Woodings,
Yes.
Clegg,
Yes,
all in favor, motion carries.
thank you. Now I'll open nominations for vice chair.
Yes, Madam Chair, I'd be happy to nominate Councilmember Holly Woodings as the vice chair of CID this year.
Council Member Woodings, do you accept?
Madam Chair, I accept. I think that it would be very fun to serve next to Councilmember Thompson in leadership of this fine board.
All right. Any other nominations? Well, with that, I'll close the nominations and ask the clerk to call the roll.
Thompson,
Yes.
Woodings,
Yes.
Clegg,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carries.
Well, congratulations, both of you, and thank you for stepping up. And I believe that I am to finish this meeting and or is that correct? Our legal counsel is again saying yes. So I'll complete chairing this meeting and you guys get to take over next time. How's that? Super.
Good
All
plan.
right. Number 2 under the third agenda items is presentation and approval of the audited financial statement and request for consideration for approval of HRCID 1-2021 resolution approving those audited financial statements. So with that, we'll turn to Sabrina Peterson to present the audit. Welcome, Sabrina.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson and members of the CID Board. I'm Sabrina Peterson. I'm the accounting supervisor at the city and work closely with our treasury department and David Hasagawa and our legal department and Rob on the Harris Ranch financial statements. They were included with your board packet. It's a fairly simple financial statement packet comparative to the city. And one thing that I'd like to point out today is on the Harris Ranch financial statements, the general fund financial statements are the modified accrual that you find in our city, for our fund financial statements in our city financial statements. And then the governmental activities column is our full accrual. And that shows all of the debt. That's a very important piece for the CID since that is the purpose of this financial statement. The debt payments are projected to go out a little over 20 years, and the current cash flow for the CID property tax revenue will be sufficient for that. And I stand with the financial statements today to answer any questions.
Thank you. Questions for Sabrina?
Madam Chair?
Councilmember Thompson.
No, I certainly didn't notice any reason for concern reading through the financials, and I just had one overarching question for Sabrina to see if you had any concerns or things raised on your side that you wanted to bring up.
No, we did have a clean audit with our auditors. The internal controls are in place, and there is no financial concern at this point in time. As I mentioned, the debt schedules are within reason for our future projected property tax revenues.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Madam Chair,
Okay.
I don't have a question, but I do have a motion that we approve the audited financial statements for the Harris Ranch CID.
Second.
Thank you. And does that include the resolution HRCID 1/2021?
Madam Chair, if it's appropriate to do that as one motion, then I'm happy to do so.
I think it is. Yes, legal counsel says it's okay to do that. All right. Any discussion on the motion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I would just note one typo in the resolution that going forward, it still shows Ludwig as one of the commissioners. So they replaced my name in that one.
Okay. So we will approve the resolution with that correction if we vote yes. All right. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Thompson,
Yes.
Woodings,
Yes.
Clegg,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carries.
Thank you. Okay. Item 4 is our consent agenda, and we have a number of resolutions on the consent agenda. And it looks like before we go to that, David would like to maybe say a word.
Yes, Madam Chair, thank you. It's good to see all of you again. Madam Chair, members of the board. I just wanted to give a brief introduction to what we'll be doing this year. And to start that out, I want to remind everyone, including anyone who's watching online, that the Harris Ranch Community Infrastructure District #1 was created in 2010 to encourage the funding and construction of regional community infrastructure in advance of actual developmental growth. And so the primary way that we do that is through the issuance of general obligation bonds. And those bonds, the proceeds are then used to reimburse community infrastructure projects within the district. And as you know, the district itself does not have any staff. Instead, it partners with the city of Boise and with other vendors to provide support staff. And so that work includes general administration, management of the special assessment within the district, audit of financial statements, and support for debt issuances and refinance and ongoing maintenance of that debt. And so the items on the consent agenda are the agreements that allow for those partnerships and the support staff needed to operate the district on an annual basis. And so once these agreements are in place, then the district will be able to move forward with the issuance of bonds for reimbursements in 2021, the annual special assessment, and finally work to refinance the 2011 special assessment bond. And so that is what is before you on the consent agenda today. I'll stand for any questions.
Questions for David? David, I guess I have one question. We had some concerns over the last year about a couple of the details on the CID, especially the special assessment and ongoing obligations. How will those be brought to us for resolution this next year? Will they be part of what this, some of these items on the consent agenda will be preparing for us? Is that what I'm hearing you say? I just want to clarify that if
Correct.
anyone's watching in the public.
Yes, correct. So one of the primary items that we're hoping to accomplish is the refinance of the special assessment debt, and also going through and cleaning up anything associated with the special assessment. And so we have both bond counsel and financial advisors who will be assisting us with that. So they are going to, the consent agenda, the agreements on there are specifically for that work, as well as for the city of Boise staff to accomplish that work. Correct.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions of David?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
this isn't a question, but just a comment. Since you mentioned some of the concerns that have been ongoing since our meetings last year around the budget, I just wanted to commend staff on fleshing out the Harris Ranch CID page on the City of Boise website with more information about what the CID is, all of the overview of the taxes, agendas and minutes for our meetings, and who serves on the board. I think that creates a lot more transparency in the community, and I appreciate all the work that went into that.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? I would make one comment. All of the resolutions on the consent agenda also list Councilmember Ludwig rather than Councilmember Thompson. So as we make the motion, it will be with the understanding that that will be corrected if they're approved. Does that work for everyone?
Mhm.
All right. Well, with that, if there's no more questions, all items with an asterisk are considered to be routine by the commission and will be enacted by one motion. There'll be no separate discussion unless a commissioner or citizen requests, in which case the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered in its normal sequence.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I move approval of the consent agenda with the change from reflecting current commission makeup.
Madam Chair, second, and happy to have been compared at least in some way to former Councilmember Ludwig.
All right, moved and seconded. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Thompson,
Yes.
Woodings,
Yes.
Clegg,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carries.
All right, if there's nothing further to come before the commission, I would accept a motion to adjourn.
Madam Chair, I move we adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, thank you. Well, it's good to see you guys.
Good to see you. Have a good
See you
day.
tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
All right.